Welp, it's the 1st of July, and that means only one thing. Time to do the top 10 figures for each and every one of our theme nights that I've picked up in the year. Now let's start with my favorite theme, wrestling. Number 10 is a big cheat, but it's my list, so whatever. The whole DX army gets to be number 10. Spread across 3 separate waves, but it was worth the wait because god don't they just look perfect together. Number 9 is one of my all-time favorites. I adored the Legends Jake the Snake. I honestly prefer the gray chase variant. I think this might be from a WCW attire, but I'm not entirely sure. But there's no denying just how menacing and sinister this Jake is. 2022 was the year I finally got over my Hogan bias, and I gotta admit, I have a whole lot more Hulk Hogans than I ever thought I would. But number 8 kinda has to go to the Ultimate Edition Hulk. He's just one of the best depictions this guy's ever had as a figure. No real reason for Lex Luger at 7, he just kinda is, Speaking of goofy, that head sculpt is the exact reason why Macho Man's at number 6. I adore this figure, it's so much fun to pose around with. I've seen a lot of people say that this Ultimate Edition Shawn is the best Shawn Michaels figure ever made. I don't entirely agree with that, but I do really like him. I think he's a phenomenal Shawn, probably the best figure of this era of Shawn, and I love the color scheme, man. This guy was such a prick. I mentioned that this was the year I got over my Hogan bias, and what a great year for that considering this is the year we got RIP. Look at this, Hogan in blue and white, it just looks perfect, and it's also just, I don't know, it's funny to me that such a shitty movie now has action figure representation, and it probably made Hogan a little happy too. I have to admit, one of the first figures I got this year is also one of the ones that blew me away the most. I still adore Ultimate Edition Kane, it might be my favorite Ultimate figure ever. And a lot of it just comes down to the presence of this figure, the size, the heft, the articulation, and yes, the cape. The cape definitely helps. We need more wrestlers with capes, that's all I'm saying. Especially if they come out this nice Mattel. Alright, I'll be honest. I don't think this is objectively a perfect figure. I don't even know if it's a great figure. But what it is a very good figure of Owen Hart. And that alone makes me love it. But more than that, I just adore how this figure came out. I love the jacket, even though it does same the figure. I love the head sculpt. I love the belt. I love everything about Owen Hart and this toy. So he has to be number 2. And I'm kind of surprised I can't put him at number 1, but there's one Hart that I liked just a little bit more. Yeah, my favorite wrestling figure of the year was a basic Bret Hart, but it's the 97 Bret, and I adore it.